So in today's video, I wanted to film a get ready with me, which I haven't done that much on my channel. But in one of my recent videos, I'll put a card up here, I had a eyeshadow look that a lot of you commented on that you wanted to see a full tutorial on. So today I'm going to be doing that same eyeshadow look. We're trying to recreate it and just getting ready to go out for the night. It's going to be a little bit lengthier. I'm going to walk you through it and just chat with you guys, give you some life updates because I haven't really done that yet on my channel. Just pretty much hang out and do some makeup and have fun. So if you guys are interested in seeing that, please keep watching. And before we get started, don't forget to follow me on social media. My information will be here. I'll make it pop up. Please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up in the end if you enjoy this type of tutorial. I'm more than happy to do more like chill, laid back, get ready with me videos. Also, I got my coffee here. It's like 1 p.m. right now, but I'm just like, I'm a little late to the day. I had a late night last night, which I'll get into in a minute. Also having a snack that I wanted to share. So if you know me, you know that I'm obsessed with Trader Joe's. So right now I love the spinach and kale Greek yogurt dip. This stuff is bomb.com. If you've never had it, it's really, really good. And then I always dip my roasted gorgonzola like crackers. Yeah, crackers in this combo. Heavenly. So that's what I'm snacking on right now. Yeah, I'm just gonna put my hair back because I hate my hair being in my face. So my skin is already prepped. I've done my serum, my moisturizer, all that for the day. So I'm gonna start with a primer. Right now I have been loving the Becca First Light primer. I really like a lot of Becca products, but this has like a pretty strong perfumey scent and it's purple. So I pump a little bit on the back of my hand like that. I probably use a lot more primer than you're supposed to, but I put it in the main places, the center of my face. And then I just rub that in. This has a really nice texture. Like, it's pretty moisturizing, but it's also like very, very lightweight feeling, which I like. So far, I've noticed that every time I wear this primer, my makeup sits really nicely on top of it, and I just always, I don't know, my makeup just looks like really nice all together, and it's every time I use this primer, so I really like it so far. A little bit pricey though. So I'm actually going to start with my eyes today because I want to do like a really luminous kind of skin look, and I'd rather just get my eyes done and out of the way. In that video, I used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Soft Glam palette, which is by far my favorite palette right now. Like, absolutely beautiful. You got so many shimmers. It's warm. You've got like a jet black in here. It's really, really pretty. So I'm going to be digging into this today. So I'm going to start by concealing my eyelids as my like eyeshadow base. I don't really use eyeshadow primer ever. This is just the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. It's pretty freaking nice. This is going to be like interesting to see because I'm like so bad at talking and teaching. I find like I get distracted, but I'm just gonna use a brush to blend that in. And I feel like that just like evens my lid out, kind of like hides any veins or dark shadows, and is like a nice base for my makeup to sit on top of. I'm gonna set that with powder. Laura Mercier powder, really lightly, so we can blend eyeshadows nicely on top. Got that in my eyeball. This is great. We're off to a great start. Oh, I forgot to do my brows first. I'll do my brows at some point. This palette, I usually start with this orange soda color because it's pretty much like the lightest transition. Like, even this is a little dark on me. I use that in my crease. So I always go in with orange soda. Then I go in with a little burnt orange in the crease. We're just gonna go slowly but surely, and I'm pretty sure I used this color, this shimmery color, Fairy, on the lid. For me, this is just like, if you could put me in an eyeshadow look, this would be me. Just warm, it's like a champagne-y shimmery color, a little bit smoky. This is what I love to do. So yeah, I'm gonna go in with the orange soda color. I like to go in with a really big, fluffy brush, sort of just like throw it all over there. I don't think this palette has had like crazy fallout for me. I know other people have complained about like Anastasia palettes, but this is like a holy grail palette for me at this point. I'm just sort of like going in circular motions, and I'm in the crease, but I'm also like coming a little bit above it. My eyeshadow tends to just drift upwards, but while I'm doing this and going to town blending, I'll tell you about last night. So I'm going to have a vlog coming out, but I went to see Fisher at the Knockdown Center. That was my first time ever seeing him, and he was awesome. His set was seriously so fun. Like, I was dancing the entire time. I have 18,000 steps from last night. Did not stop dancing the whole time. Like, he's having a moment right now. His songs are bomb. And it was cool, like in the very beginning when I first got to the venue, he was like off on the side taking pictures with people, and just seems like such a funny, like cool, down-to-earth guy. He's Australian, like Australians are the best. The Knockdown Center is in Brooklyn, and it's basically this like warehouse type situation, which is like how a lot of shows in Brooklyn go, but this was outside, and literally all day we were getting like thunderstorm warnings and things like that, and I was like, crap, like this is gonna be canceled, or like it's gonna be rain or shine. So my friend and I bought ponchos. I'm gonna go in with burnt orange now in the crease. So we were prepared for like, you know, whatever, bad weather, but luckily it did not rain the entire time, you guys. The minute Fisher's set ended, it was also weird timing. It was a 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. show, so we got there at around 6:30. Fisher played 8 to 10. The guy before him, Huxley, was actually really good too. The minute Fisher's set ended, it started lightning and raining, so like, talk about good timing. It held off just in time for us to like get in an Uber and go home. So yeah, his set felt like it lasted forever too, which was awesome. And I'm just blending this under the orange soda color. 10 out of 10, recommend. His set was really good time. The other thing I want to mention is just like, you never know when you go to these shows like what the vibe is going to be like, because Brooklyn can be weird, like it can skew really young, or it can be like really hipstery or like trendy. There's just such a range in Manhattan and Brooklyn that you just never know like what the vibe of the show is going to be. And I have to say, I loved it. Like, people were way more ravey than I thought. Like, some people were like dressed up or wearing candy, and just overall like very friendly crowd, good vibes. So that just always adds to the experience when like the people around you like aren't pushy or rude. Everyone was just like jamming out, dancing, having a good time, and we bumped into an old friend, so really cool. We really had a good time. We were like up towards the front. Again, like vlog will probably be out before this, but I'll put a card in here. You can check out that vlog or any of my other show vlogs. And then I got home at like 12:10. It was literally lightning, thundering, torrentially downpouring last night, so I was like, I just want to get home already. Be going in with a smaller crease brush and going in with rustic. I usually tap off the excess because as we get into these like darker colors, you want to use less and less, and I really like pat it in place first, like where I want it to go, right out in this outer V, and then I'll start blending it up. But first I'm gonna pat it in. I feel like my body always hurts the day after a show. Also bittersweet because like we're at the end of summer, like August at this point is like over, it's just flying, and this is the last show I'm gonna do probably till like Halloween, which breaks my heart. But my September and the end of August is like about to get real fast. I'm going to Greece with my family for 8 days, so that's gonna be amazing. If you didn't know, I'm Greek. Going to Greece with my family. We're doing Santorini and Mykonos, and then Patras, which is where we have some family. Dad's like second or third cousins or something like that. So going to Greece, and then I come back, and 5 days later I move. So I have been packing. I'm starting to get my stuff together, my life together here. I'm gonna move all my furniture out of my apartment next weekend around like the 25th, 26th. And then my boyfriend is moving into my apartment, and we're gonna share this space. He's gonna be staying here while I am in Greece because his lease ends, so we sort of had to like maneuver how we're all gonna like do this. So he's gonna be watching over the apartment and setting up the move. He's gonna get to go see the new apartment because we're moving in together, which is so exciting. Like, I feel like I'm so stressed because I have vacation and the move and like work and all these things coming up that I'm like not focused on just like enjoying. So when I get back from vacation and we can finally like get all our furniture delivered and everything, I'm gonna be ecstatic. Like, we can't wait to live together, so you know, we're both really looking forward to it. We've done all our shopping, we got our sofa, all our bedroom set up. So we mainly have to go get like kitchen stuff, but let me tell you, this is like the most adult I've ever felt in my life. Sorry guys, my eyes are gonna take forever, I'm telling you. These talking ones, I'm just don't shut up. So now I'm gonna go in with Cypress Umber, and I'm gonna use a really small brush. It's like little fluffy one. A lot more fallout than the other colors. And I'm gonna really be just patting it in the corner here. You can see that, yep. low and like essentially along my lash line and just out in the corner. If I don't film get readies with me because I'll probably, this will be like a 45-minute video. Anyway, so yeah, so we've been preparing for the move, and yeah, we're gonna move mid-September out of, I currently live in Hoboken, New Jersey. I'm moving out of Hoboken to another spot in New Jersey, but it's a beautiful apartment. Like, we really are so excited, and I commute into Manhattan, so my commute isn't that bad. It's like nice that he's gonna be here because he's gonna get to go see the apartment and like take measurements and do all that fun stuff. But also like make this look as smoky as you want. Like, I'm going out for just like a night out drinking with my friends. We're sort of doing like a last hurrah in Hoboken. Obviously, like, all my friends live here. I'm here all the time, but I'm gonna be away like the next couple of weekends, so this is the last opportunity. I'm gonna go back in and just blend on top of it, make sure we're all good. And I'm gonna be taking like the tiniest brush, like a little baby crease brush, and I'm going in with Noir, the black shade, and like very much targeting this in the lash line and the outer corner here. Like, this is black, so be careful. It's okay that I'm bringing it like in here because I'm going to be putting the gold color on it. Anyway, so I just went ahead and added the black to both my eyes, so we're good. And now I'm going to highlight right under my brow bone, and I'm going to use this tempera color, which is a nice light color. Use an Urban Decay brush, but I'm just popping that up right under here. It's okay if it gets like in your brow hair because I haven't done my brows yet, so I don't really care. I'm pretty sure in that video I did like a tiny cut crease, so I'm gonna use the same concealer and just put a bunch on my, or not a bunch, but like that's probably way too much, on the back of my hand. And then I'm gonna be using like a flat eyeshadow brush. Who knows what this is, a Morphe brush, and I'm gonna take some on the back of that. We gonna do a half cut crease. So what I do, I'm not the best at this, I know it's hard for a lot of people, but this is what I do. I put it where I want it to go, so mainly in the inner corner, about like halfway, and then I look up, and where it comes to there, that's like how I know I need to cut it, where I know I need to cut it to. So like about there, and then I'm going to come into my inner corner. The champagne-y color that I'm about to put on it, like pop way more, and since I had like the black everywhere, this is gonna make it look more snatched. So I'm gonna come and then take what's left over, flip my brush over, and sort of like blur that out a little bit. See how I did that? I'm just like lightly patting it so it fades into the black. We don't want to add more product. More product goes here. Now I'm taking a flat eyeshadow brush. I'm gonna spritz this with just some primer water. You can use whatever, Fix Plus. These colors are like ridiculously pigmented on their own, but I just always spray. I'm going in with this fairy color, which is a little bit more golden. That's more champagne and lighter. This is a little bit more gold, like almost like green gold. And I'm gonna go to town over that concealer. I'm gonna pat it in, just packing it right over that concealer. So I'm not like swiping, I'm literally like taking product and packing it on the lid. And in the inner corner, we're gonna go over that, but. So now we're gonna have to sort of like go back and rebuild, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna be taking the same brush that I used for the rustic color before, and I'm gonna put a tiny bit on there and go over the color, so we can get some of that color back in there. And it cleans up that line too, because I went over the line a little. And I'm gonna be taking the brush that I used for the Cypress Umber, which is that chocolatey brown. And I'm gonna be pressing this into the corner and then over the outside of that fairy color, because we wanna blend them in together. My little brush, and we're gonna go in with the black, very little to start, and we'll build it up. I'm pressing it against the lash line first and then taking what's left and putting it on the outer corner. Now I'm going to take a really, can you see that against my hair, teeny tiny brush, and I'm going to be going in with the glistening color on top, which is the lighter champagne, and just putting that in the inner corner of my eye. Like, look how much that makes that pop, because it's a tiny bit lighter. Eyes are done for now. I'm going to do everything else and then we'll come back to that. Okay, I'm going to take a little wipe, a beauty wipe, makeup wipe, whatever. And I'm going to clean up under my eyes so we have a nice sharp line up in here. Wow, I make cute faces when I do this. So if you want to do a wing too, this gives you like such a nice sharp line to work with. Okay, onto the face. This is going to be the longest video of all time. So I already primed, you saw that. I'm also going to be putting down a little bit of Smashbox primer water because I need extra hydration because I'm dry as fuck. Oh, this is leaking. This is like on its last legs. Obviously you can tell how much I love it. But the primer water just needs some extra hydration, and it's just like a holy grail product for me. My makeup just like looks flawless. I got my damp beauty blender here. I got like a little foundation mixing plate. So I'm going to be mixing the L'Oreal Pro Glow, Infallible Pro Glow in 204 and my Makeup Forever Ultra HD, because I was testing out a foundation in that video that I ended up returning. But anyway, this is a holy grail and I haven't used it in forever because I think it's my winter color, but this is also my other holy grail for the summer because it's dewy AF. And this is more my summer color, so I'm going to mix these together. This is more like a natural finish. Every single time I wear this, people compliment my skin and tell me that my skin looks really, really nice. So yeah, I don't even know how much I have left in here, but we're going to be combining it on this little plate. Yeah, it feels like it's on its last legs. Come on, give me more life. Maybe this is the video that I finish this foundation. All right, we got about that much. Bye, foundation. And then, can you hear how liquidy this one is? It's super liquidy. I'm going to be pouring it right on top. Probably a lot, but like, your girl wants coverage today. I'm just going to mix it with my finger, and then I'm going to dot it on my face or swipe. I need a lot more coverage on my cheeks because that's where I have dark spots and I break out there. Cute. I want to go like super illuminated skin look today, like dewy. So I'm taking my Cover FX Illuminating Setting Spray and I'm just going to soak the bottom of my beauty blender a little bit more. And then I'm going to go in and we go blend. I always get my baby hairs like covered in foundation. Come down your neck too. I've been getting foundation like all over my hairline lately, so I'm trying to avoid that from happening. Like I said, come down your neck. But as you can tell, this is like a really nice dewy combo. Coverage is awesome. I'm not putting that much under my eyes because I'm going in with concealer. Yeah, they blend so well together and it just gives me like really nice coverage, and I like this color on me. This color looks good. This super cute pimple right there. So I'm gonna use my Bobbi Brown foundation stick in Golden Almond and I'm gonna cream contour my face. Do a little under the jaw and then we go snatch your nose. For this, I use a Real Techniques buffing brush. Foundation buffing brush, bitch. Like, look how easy that blends out. This foundation stick was expensive. I think I've had it for probably a year and a half, if not 2 years, which probably it's expired. But, I mean, it just blends like an absolute dream. Like, so good. Like, patting this in. Carving that line out there. And then using circular motions under my jaw and bringing it down my neck. So yeah, as I was saying before, last night was the last concert I'm going to. I'm waiting to see all the Halloween lineups come out in the New York area because I love to do a show for Halloween. If you guys haven't seen, I did a review on the Freaky Deaky lineup and the Escape lineup. I'll put a card in here. And I just use my fingers for my nose. And I keep it nice and tight, and then I blend under my eyebrows. If it gets messy, just come in with another finger. You can use your beauty blender with the foundation left to sort of like I blend in that cream contour so everything's like good and snatched. Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I'm in the color Nude. Down the side of my nose so we can snatch the nose a little. Some concealer is like massive, but it's honestly worth the hype that everyone's been talking about it. It seriously like looks so natural and is so blendable, which I love. I'm just going in with my beauty blender and blending that out. But I mean, the Too Faced Born This Way foundation is like my holy grail foundation also. Top five for sure. But I always take that under the contour to clean it up a little. Okay, and then I'm going to take my pointy side and sort of just come up my nose. Clean that up and down the side of my contour and under my eye. Now you got to be careful, you don't want to like put it over your eyeshadow. We got to blend it out, up, down, all the ways around, because you don't want it to crease. So, but like, look at that. Look at the sheen it leaves under your eye. Like, it's so lightweight feeling, but the coverage is beautiful. And I think like for me, like on dry skin, so I need like a concealer that's like gives me a lot of coverage but isn't super drying, because I'm gonna get freaking cake face. Like, look at that, how beautiful that is. It's seriously stunning. Like, my face is glowing right now. The skin is looking fucking snatched. I'm going to powder under my eye, and I'm going to use the Airspun powder. I actually really like this. The scent is like abusive. It's salting, honestly. It really is, and this is so messy. I really like this. Every time I've set my face and under eye, it looks really good. So I'm using a powder puff to set my under eye. I learned this trick recently. It doesn't absorb the powder like the Beauty Blender does. I dip it in and come right under. And pat that in. And I'm going to come down the side of my nose and do my smile lines, because that's where I crease like nuts. I'm going to take literally whatever is left in this cap, like the lightest amount, and just a fluffy brush. Put a tiny bit on the center of my forehead, because I get like wrinkly up there a little. But I don't want to lose like the luminosity on the sides. And I'm going to put a tiny bit on my chin. Everything else leaving as is so that I can stay super dewy. Then I'm going to wipe this away because my eyes have been getting dry, so I'm not going to let that sit too long. But like, look at how nice that looks. I'm going to do some bronzer, bitches. The Park Ave Princess bronzer palette, and I'll probably use the color Carrot here. I use a Morphe R2 brush. Okay, this palette is extremely pigmented. So I'm just tapping the product on because I don't want to remove any foundation, and I'm going to come up my hairline and down the side of my face. Not to mention also, so going to Greece, then I move. The weekend after I move, I'm going to Minnesota to see a Vikings game with my boyfriend, because it's Brian and I's 1-year anniversary together. And he is a huge, like, massive Vikings fan, and he got me really into football last year too. Like, that was like the beginning of us dating, was like football season. So like, I always will remember like our Sundays together. It's like our tradition. We get wings because we're obsessed with buffalo wings, just like any chicken wings in general. I'm obsessed. So we watch our football, we watch Vikings. So literally right after I move, the following weekend, I have to fly to Minnesota, just wiping off foundation, to go to a Vikings game. So great. Princess Cut is going to be my contour color. That'll be really cool. I've never been to Minnesota, and we don't go to like football games, so that'll just be like such a cool experience. I'm just pushing that into like my hairline and just like right under. Now I'm going to take a brush, this funky looking Morphe brush, Morphe E47, and use that same color and sort of contour my nose with it. Vikings are actually like playing right now, so my boyfriend's like giving me updates on it, but I'm gonna just take my beauty blender and blend my nose contour in. Looking good, guys. I'm excited. This is a good makeup day. This video is gonna be 1,000 years long. This look, since it's like a very warm look, I want to go with a warm blush. You already know, Becca Wild Honey. Stunning, beautiful blush. Her blushes are pigmented. This almost looks like a bronzer to me. It's like such a pretty color. Like a terracotta, just like warm blush. Apples in my cheeks, and I'm pushing it out. For highlight, what do I want to do for a highlighter? I mean, there's so many ways we can go with this. Let's just keep it on the family. I'm going to go in with a Becca highlighter, an opal, iconic. Mine is V Broken, which is the saddest thing in the entire world, but I'm going to be taking my beauty blender, which again is damp, and I'm just going to like try and pick some up on here, stamp it on my face. Can you see that? I mean, and then I'm going to come up onto my forehead and above my brow. But this just gives you that like wet look. Like, are you serious? I feel like Jaclyn Hill was the first one who did this, but it just makes you look like a goddess. Tip of my nose down. Now this might be a little intense, so I'm going to take my blush brush and just go over that and blend it in together. So it's not like aggressive. Now before we finish off our eyes, I'm going to spray the Cover FX Illuminating Primer Spray, or Illuminating Setting Spray, just to like, this mist is so fine. I'll like melt everything into my skin, really lock it in there, and also look how effing dewy I am. This is why I can't talk and do instructions, because this video is going to be an hour long. Look at my skin right now. I mean, this whole combination is doing it for me. So back in with a soft glam palette now. For my eye, I'm going to start with the burnt orange color, and I'm going to smudge that. I like a smudgy lower lash line. I really never leave it empty. I almost always have something under there. So I'm taking like a dense smudger brush from Morphe, and we're gonna come right under here. See how much pigment that had already? And I'm smudging that out. I'm coming down pretty low with it too, and connecting it to the line. Probably come down further with that color, honestly. But anyway, guys, that is the spiel on the move. This is the biggest move I've ever done in my life. I just like get anxiety about the packing and like how that's all gonna go, but it's gonna be all right. My family's gonna help me through it. I'm gonna go back in with the color that we had black on before, and I'm actually gonna wipe it off on my little towel here. I'm gonna go in with a combo of Rustic and the Cypress Umber color. Really, like when you see how light I'm tapping, like boop, 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 boop. That is it. And then I'm gonna go right over that, because these colors are pigmented and I'd rather go in light and then add. Then I'm taking this super teeny tiny brush, a Morphe M213, and I'm going to go in with the Noir, the black. I'm actually going to do a little bit of brown, then black, really tap it off. I'm pressing that right against my lashes in the outer corner, because that's where I want it to be darkest, and then I'm going to drag it along the rest of the line. And I'm going to flick it up and out, almost creating like a faux line. Go back in with this blender and like smudge that, because that went a little heavy-handed. I'm taking a black pencil. This is my Urban Decay Perversion eyeliner, and I'm gonna line my upper and lower waterline with this. And I'm gonna go back into that little brush from before and with the color Glistening and just retouch up my inner corner here. Bam, and I'm gonna bring that a little bit down. Next up is my brows, which I'm gonna do really quickly, and I'm also gonna put some lash glue on. I'm just using, I think these are Ardell Demi Wispies, which I love. They're from CVS. I'm not doing like a heavy lash tonight, because I'm not like going to like a show or like a club. We're just going like out to a bar, but like I can't not do a lash, you know what I mean? Eyebrow pencil I've been loving at the moment is the L'Oreal Brow Stylist Definer. It's really nice. A little spoolie on one end. I'm gonna brush this hair up. My brows are already full, as you all know. I don't need to do much to them at all. Blessed, but gonna draw a line at the bottom here as my base and sort of brush this up, and then this brow is like way more sparse in the front here, so I'm sort of combing hairs in there, and then I'm gonna blend it all together. Let's fill in the end of my brow here. You guys, I just realized that my camera died when I was filming this, and I never filmed an outro. So this is what the final look looked like. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up and please subscribe for more mishaps like this. You can also see this look in action in my upcoming festival tag video. I will link it down below when it's up. But I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.